Good morning, everyone. We are on day, I don't even know what, 28, 27 on the Healthy for the Holidays series. It is New Year's Eve, so it is Saturday. I'm not usually here on Saturday, but because I had a surprise trip to Las Vegas earlier this week, I'm doing an extra video for you on Saturday rather than being able to be there yesterday. Just because some of you have been asking, I will go live next week as well. Most days next week, and then we'll be done with the Healthy for the Holidays series. The plan for after that is to go back to Healthy Conversations. Healthy Conversations happens every Thursday at 9 a.m. Mountain Time, so 8 a.m. Pacific time, and we just have a little chat, a Healthy Conversations chat about a number of topics. I will resume that. That happens every week. That happens weekly instead of every day or every weekday. So that starts to resume after next week. A couple of other updates. I put a link for you. If you're watching this on Facebook, I put a link for you in the Facebook video. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll be in the YouTube video. If you're watching on Mighty Network, it'll be in the Mighty Network video. They're everywhere. I put a link for you to the webinar that I'm doing, free webinar on January 13th. That webinar is extensive. It's also free. And it is about why can't I stick to my diet? Either why can't I stick to my diet or why isn't my diet working for me? Both of those are valid in this webinar, because really what I will be talking about is the science and brain-based reasons why we don't stick to our plans even when we really want to. Why our plans don't work for us, even when we really want them to. We'll be talking about the nervous system. We will be talking about consistency. We will be talking about identities and belief systems. We will be talking about habit formation, a whole lot of brain-based information that is going to really support you in the new year. That's a free webinar that happens on January 13th, Friday the 13th at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Yes, there will be a replay available if you can't make it. So I definitely suggest signing up, because if you don't sign up, then the replay won't be public. So just make sure you sign up and get registered so that you get the replay if you can't make it. So that link is everywhere that you are seeing this video. Sign up for that. And then the final announcement is that, yes, the Shift program starts January 21st. It's a Saturday. That just means your first module is released on that Saturday. Our first coaching call is the following Thursday for the new and improved Shift program. The Shift program is now 6 months long. That has been my biggest requested piece of data in all of the feedback that I've gotten for the Shift, is that people want to stay in the container longer. So it has moved from 3 months to 6 months, which I am super excited about. The first 3 months will be immersion, which means there's a module released every week, and you will have time to watch the module. We will go over all of your questions about the module and go deeper into the module on our Thursday live coaching calls. And then the second 3 months, that happens for 3 months. The second 3 months is for integration. So you'll hear me talk a lot about in the beginning how we do not change by learning, we change by doing. And while we do need to know what to do in order to get us to where we need to go, so the learning is important, the way our brains change, the way our body changes is through the doing. And so the second 3 months of the Shift is an integration program, which is going to help you integrate the various tools, toolkits, learnings, modules, teachings that you've learned the first 3 months of immersion. One of the biggest pieces of feedback I've gotten on the Shift is that there's so much amazing, and for most people, new information. They haven't thought about things that way before. They didn't know those things before. They didn't realize those things before. And it can feel somewhat overwhelming because they're incorporating it into literally every area of their lives. And so it can feel somewhat overwhelming. And so they have a desire to stay in the container longer, to have some of those theories and concepts and methodologies really sink into the body in a knowing way. So we will be together for 6 months instead of 3, which is super, super, super exciting. So if you are not already on the wait list for the Shift, I highly suggest getting on the wait list. That wait list opens actually on January 2nd, which is Monday? It's like 2 days from now. So people who are on the wait list get notified a full 10 days before the program actually opens to the public so they can grab a spot. Those spots are limited. I do close the group once we're full because I am the facilitator and I need to be able to give everybody what they need in the group to the best of my ability. And so it is a smaller closed group. There are not hundreds and hundreds of people in each cohort on purpose so that I am able to really deep dive and give you all what you need. So if you're not on the wait list, I highly suggest getting on the wait list. I will also post that link in the Facebook group and in all of the places that you are watching this. You can also easily go to elizakingsford.com and the wait list is right there on the banner. Super easy to sign up. Okay. Let's get to the good stuff. So happy New Year's Eve, everybody. I love New Year's Eve. Side note, fun fact, I got engaged on New Year's Eve. That's kind of fun. And so that's just kind of a fun memory for me, obviously. But I love New Year's Eve because truly the way that I live my life, and people who have worked with me know that I always believe that every moment, every day, every hour is an opportunity to change who you are, just like that. There's no like, oh, well, it can only happen on Monday after I get through the weekend, or it can only happen on New Year's Day when we turn over a new year, whatever. So it's not that I think New Year's Day is some big, there's nothing special that happens on New Year's Day that suddenly makes it possible for you to change and evolve. You can do that anytime you want. And it also gives us a collective excuse, if we want to slow down, reflect, be intentional, and set intentions for the year to come. As you heard me say in the video a couple of days ago, if you watched it, hi, Christine. If you watched the video from a couple of days ago, you heard me say that, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I lost my train of thought because I was looking at the comments there. My point is, we have the ability to be intentional with a new year. That's where I was going with this. And I believe, not only do I believe, but because of the way our brain works, if we are not intentional, this is what you heard me say in the last video, if we are not intentional, we will do all of the same things because that's what our brains and bodies know how to do. That's what homeostasis is. So the new year just offers us an opportunity to be intentional and to do things on purpose. You heard me talk about that already. So I love New Year's Eve and New Year's Day for that purpose. We celebrate. By the way, I'm in bed by 10 o'clock Mountain Time. If I'm lucky, I see the ball drop on the Eastern time zone. I am not out partying the way that and if you are, more power to you. That's fantastic. No judgment here. I am in human design, I am a projector. So I am a sleep. I want rest and peace and, quiet most of the time. So I'm in bed. So New Year's is not a big, party day for me, but it is a celebration of intention. It's a celebration of how I want to be and who I want to be in the new year. I will pick a word for the year. I haven't done this yet. We're doing this as a family this afternoon. I will pick a word for this year. I think I already know what my word is going to be. It might be 2 words. I will tell you next week. I will pick a word. I will do some reflection on the things that I am grateful for and blessed for, big and small. I will do some reflection on some of the things that I don't want to carry with me into the new year, that I learned from or could do differently. I will do some reflection on all different areas of my life. We'll do that later today. And then I will set some intentions. And here's what I wanted to talk to you about today. Some of the old paradigms or ways of thinking about setting New Year's resolutions or intentions are to kind of list all of the things we want to do, right? I'm going to be this way and I'm going to do this thing and I'm going to have this much and I'm going to go here and I'm going to, and having like a vision board of all of the things you want to bring into your life is different, in my opinion, than setting sort of New Year's intentions. And here's why, because let's see, let me see if I can break this down and explain it in a way that feels good to me. So a vision board, when most people think of a vision board, there's a number of things on it, right? There's And people do vision boarding in different ways. Sometimes they write things. Usually it's an actual visual of the thing that they want to see. And it's supposed to be placed in a prominent place where you can see it. You can be visually cued to it on a regular basis. I usually have my vision board on my phone home screen. So I'll put pictures of the things that I want to bring into my life, and I'll put them on my lock screen on my phone. And so I see them regularly. I get visually cued to those things as a reminder that that's in my energy, in my space. I love a vision board, a good vision board, for that reason. We want to send signals energetically to the things that we want to have in our space. That's good. Those things are generally the mindset around a vision board is to allow them to come in. We are not in charge of the timing, right? We ideally are not really supposed to be like striving for it. We kind of allow it to happen in our vision boards, to kind of allow the thing to come into our energy. That's very different than setting a goal or an intention that you're actively working towards on a daily basis, if that makes sense. So, a couple of things on my vision board have to do with places that I want to go, or places that I want to see, or, I've got, mostly travel. I have like a truck camper here, right? And those things I'm putting out into my energy that will, matriculate. When it matriculates, you hear people talk about things on their vision board that they had 5 years ago, and then suddenly it's in their energy and going, oh my gosh, like this has been on my vision board forever, right? It's sort of the universe energetically bringing to us what we are aligned with. That's very different than saying, here's my goal for this year. Here's my intention for this year. Here's the thing I'm actively going to be working towards because it's important to me for X reason, right? So have a vision board. I will have a vision board. It's fantastic. And when we're talking about setting New Year's resolutions or goals or intentions, I kind of use all of those interchangeably because honestly, I don't think it really matters personally. Yes, I know there's a difference between a goal and an intention. Yes, I know there's a difference between a resolution and a goal. Does it matter? Semantics, kind of semantics right now. Let's call it whatever you want. If you have specifics that you want to bring into your energy, that you want to be working on actively, I talked a little bit about this on Thursday of this week when I said one of the mistakes that we make, and I'm going to put it, people in this group often have a shared common goal, vision in mind of changing their shape, size, or weight, right? So let's just say I want to lose 20 pounds. Great, that's fine. Remember I said on Thursday, why? What will change in your life when that happens? What is the feeling and the emotion and the experience that you're trying to evoke? That is going to bring about more clarity of your goal, of your vision, of your intention, right? And that should be the place that you're working from, which is, in other words, a lot of the people who are in my groups will say, I want to lose 20 pounds. I'll say, why? Because I'll feel more confident, more free. I want more peace around food. I want more ease with food. I don't want to feel so chained in by food. I want to feel successful. I want to feel confident when I look in the mirror. Okay, great. The feelings are what we're going to write down and get excited about. I want to write down how it will feel when you see that number. That's the vision that you're going to work from. And then as I took you through, who do I need to be in order to evoke that feeling? So in other words, if you're somebody who consistently overeats sugar, binges on food, restricts severely during the week, overconsumes on the weekend, overconsumes junk food and never moves, those behaviors don't feel good in your body. Those behaviors take you away from that feeling that you just described of confidence, empowerment, joy, peace, ease. So it's not the rules, can I have sugar or not? Doesn't matter. What matters is that the behavior of how, when, and how much you choose sugar takes you away from the feeling that you're looking to create: peace, ease, joy, confidence around food. So what we want to focus on is, who do I need to be? What behaviors do I need to be in order to accomplish the feeling that I want to accomplish? Okay. So for most people, these are a couple of really simple, not easy things: consistency, commitment, sometimes structured, gentle, right? these are the kinds of ways of being that people need to be in order to do the behaviors that get them to the feeling. Okay, you still with me there? So instead of just writing this, I want to lose 20 pounds, which means I need to eat 1,200 calories a day and cut out sugar and go to the gym 6 days a week. The problem, I'm going back to homeostasis in the brain. When we start to put in these new behaviors, and those new behaviors make us feel bad. I don't like eating 1,200 calories a day. That makes me feel restricted. Going to the gym 5 days a week is not very actually realistic for me because I need to get up an hour earlier, and I'm already too tired and not getting enough sleep, and I end up scrolling in the morning, right? Like you've just said, I'm going to lose 20 pounds, going to the gym 5 days a week, eating 1,200 calories. If going to the gym 5 days a week and eating 1,200 calories does not feel good to your energy, does not feel good to your environment, does not fit into who you are, you're going to immediately stop doing the things. So we have to dig a little bit deeper as to, wait a second, who do I want to be? And what are the things that I would need to do in order to be that person? Well, I want to be a committed person. I want to be a consistent person. Okay. If I'm committed and consistent, which will get me to the goal that I have for myself, then what behaviors would I be doing to be committed and consistent? Well, I would consistently eat enough calories so that I could be consistent with it, right? In other words, if 1,200 calories is too restrictive for you, that you keep yo-yoing and overdoing it on the weekend, and then 1,200 calories during the week, 1,200 calories is the wrong number. Consistency is good for you, but perhaps the number that you've arbitrarily set for yourself is not good for you. So in this way, we're looking at our behaviors from a different lens. We're looking at our behaviors from a sense of, who am I trying to be? I'm trying to be a committed and consistent person, which means I need to pick the behavior that will allow me to be committed and consistent, if that makes sense. Okay. So we're breaking down our goals and intentions in a different way. And that's the process that I'm going to go through today and tonight in my sort of New Year's resolution, reflecting, intention, vision setting, whatever you want to call it, right? The other thing I wanted to say to you is, the other mistake that people make is that they write down all these things they want in many, many areas of their lives. And here's what I will tell you. As human beings, we are wired to be resistant to change. We are wired to be resistant to change. So unless you're talking about change of like moving or, changing jobs, changing partners, somebody dying, divorce, things like that, that type of change that's acute and big, right? If you're talking about self-imposed change, your nervous system, your body is really resistant to that. I mean, look, it's even resistant to that acute change, right? Even we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, that weddings and babies and holidays and graduations end up being really hard times for people because it's dysregulating the nervous system just because it's different. Okay. But if you are trying to do too much, if you have these goals and visions in many areas of your life, you have a financial goal, you have a weight loss goal, you have a relationship goal, you have a travel goal, you have a, I'm going to make up with my family goal, right? You've got all these things. When we try to do too much, the brain says that feels uncomfortable. I just want you to stay the same. And it will start throwing up roadblocks, making it really difficult for you to be motivated to do anything differently. It'll start throwing up roadblocks like, I don't feel like going, or I'm too tired to go. Energetically, it'll start changing with your energy, all of that kind of stuff. So my point is, focus on a couple of areas, one area, maybe two, that you want to make a consistent change in for this first 30 days of the year. Remember, New Year's goals and resolutions, you can do them anytime you want. So set it for 30 days and then reevaluate and look at, did I accomplish what I set out to accomplish over the last 30 days? Can I build on that? Or do I need to recommit and reevaluate and look at, where I didn't make the mark, right? Okay, I hope that was helpful for you as you are looking at reflecting on this year. I will see you all for another few days of Healthy for the Holidays next week. I'll tell you what some of my process of reflection and resolution looks like, what my word for the year is, how I intend to be in order to accomplish that word, and sort of put it together for you in a practical, tactical way. I hope you all have a healthy, happy, and safe New Year this evening, and I will catch you next week.